Did women have equal rights in the 1960s? Imagine a world where your opportunities and rights are determined not by your abilities or aspirations, but by your gender. This was the reality for many women in the 1960s. During this decade, the fight for gender equality was gaining momentum, but the landscape was far from equal. In the early 1960s, women faced significant legal and social barriers. For instance, many states had laws that allowed employers to pay women less than men for the same work. The Equal Pay Act of 1963 was a landmark piece of legislation aimed at addressing wage disparities, yet enforcement was often weak, and many women continued to earn less than their male counterparts. Education was another area where inequalities were evident. While more women were attending college than in previous decades, they often faced discrimination in fields traditionally dominated by men, such as engineering and law. The notion that women should pursue careers in teaching or nursing was prevalent, limiting their choices and opportunities. The 1960s also saw the rise of the feminist movement, which sought to challenge societal norms and advocate for women's rights. Organizations like the National Organization for Women, founded in 1966, played a crucial role in pushing for equality. Activists campaigned for reproductive rights, workplace equality, and an end to gender discrimination. Despite these efforts, women still faced significant challenges. The legal system often failed to protect them from discrimination and harassment. Many women were discouraged from pursuing careers or were expected to prioritize family over work, reinforcing traditional gender roles. As the decade progressed, the conversation around women's rights began to shift. The publication of influential works, such as Betty Friedan's The Feminine Mystique, in 1963, sparked discussions about women's dissatisfaction with their roles in society. This book is often credited with helping to ignite the second wave of feminism, which focused on a broader range of issues, including reproductive rights and workplace equality. By the end of the 1960s, while progress had been made, true equality was still a distant goal. Women had gained more visibility and began to challenge the status quo, but systemic barriers remained. The fight for equal rights continued into the following decades as women sought to dismantle the inequalities that persisted in various aspects of life. In conclusion, the 1960s were a pivotal time for women's rights, marked by both progress and ongoing challenges. The decade laid the groundwork for future advancements, but it also highlighted the significant work that still needed to be done to achieve true equality.